to try to roll over the Rustlers again. But the G-Force aren't going to go down quietly.
When the G-Force is on the track, all you punks better watch back.
Meanwhile, the Rustler women are at odds.
Tink Miller's obviously jealous. And you know what? It's sad because she's got a lot of talent for a big girl, you know?
I could shave Lindsay's head bald like a monkey's ass. Then no one would call her a star.
For obvious reasons, the Golden Girl is a fan favorite. But who's the real star?
Talisa does not have the looks to be a star.
The only thing she'll star in is Lindsay Does Texas. I'm done.
It's the Dice and the Rustlers next on Roller Jam. Florida, Universal Studios, this is Roller Jam. And tonight, we're very happy to have you with us, everybody, because the Texas Rustlers are about to take on the Nevada Hotdice. And we'll have it all for you, all the action, all the halftime activities and interviews, just about everything you can think of. I'm Rory Marcus along with Lee Hawk Rearman. And tonight, keep the thumbs up because the Rustlers and Lindsey Francis are ready to go against Shea Brown and the Nevada Hotdice.
Well, they might be ready to go, Lindsey Francis and Talisa Miller, but don't think that they're out there fully in unity. These two have been battling. I believe the last time we heard from Tink Miller, she said, this is the Lone Star State here in Texas, the Texas Rustlers. She said, I am a Lone Star.
That's very true. They're not getting along together, but Lindsey Francis and Shea Brown are friends off the track. Now here you see Lindsey Francis taking down Kim Hart. Now you're going to see Shea Brown in action, and then when it's all over with, Shea Brown helps Lindsey Francis up. They're pals.
Well, this is a cross-country love affair, I guess, that on the track they battle, but then they're still on the track, but she's helping her little friend off the track. That Shea Brown and the Golden Girl. I kind of like the little, I guess, non-animosity going on between them, but you got to ask their teammates what they think about it.
A little nicety you don't often see in Roller Jam. Well, the skaters are getting ready to come onto the bank track. Let's take a look. And here come the Texas Rustler women. Talisa Miller, not a very happy look on her face, but Lindsey Francis doesn't mind a little pose for the crowd.
And what did she say earlier? She was going to shave Lindsey Francis's head like a monkey's ass? What'll that cost us?
Thanks for reminding us of that, Hawk, as the Rustler men come onto the track now. Brian Gamble, of course. He seems like he always has something to prove when he enters the bank track.
He's an intense guy. He leads this G-Force. They're kind of inconsistent, but if they have it all going on, Weber's in trouble.
You know, the Rustlers have lost 2 in a row. The Hotdice women now making their entrance. As you see Kim Hart go by, and there's Shea Brown, now pretty much the leader of this team.
And keep a close eye on her and Lindsey Francis and Talisa Miller. Apparently she's friends with Lindsey Francis off the track. Tink Miller, it's no secret, is not friends with Lindsey Francis. They may have even more reason to try to kill each other.
The last time the X-Men were on the track, they lost to the Quakes. And Mark Webber spent more time trying to bother Sean Atkinson than he did trying to win the game.
Well, this guy is volatile, and he could not pick a worse time to be coming off that game with Sean Atkinson than going right into the lair of the G-Force.
Look, I got to interrupt you what I'm saying. Wait, pardon me. Why are you here? First of all, your Sundogs aren't skating tonight, Kenneth.
I'm here, Daniel, to insist that the referees get this game under control. We have had too many skaters injured under the most egregious circumstances, and the Sundogs proved last week that when law and order is in place, the better skaters win, and the game is more entertaining, more appealing, exactly the kind of decent entertainment we want to bring to the fans.
So what do you want? I take care of every game. I take care of every play. I've taken care of it from the beginning. My position has been earned, not handed to me.
Corbin, I am still the general manager of this league, and I sign your paychecks. I think you better go home and read the rule book and call this thing as it's written.
Well, I'm still the head referee, and remember, I wrote the rule book.
All right, we got to start the game. With all due respect, you're going to have to leave the track, Kenneth. Right now, let's go up to Rory and Hawk.
As Sean Corbin and Kenneth Logue finish their sword fight, let's get back to business. Shea Brown, she's big, she's mean. And she's sometimes lean. And Talisa Miller, I think she's just angry at everybody, Rory. Watch for her to bring it right after Shea Brown.
Here we go, period number 1, and we're ready to go as the women are on the track, and here they come. Laura Weintraub gets out, and Tink Miller takes care of her. I would have bet my life that I wouldn't see Tink Miller in a Rustler uniform again, and I don't think she and Lindsey Francis have patched up their differences, but she's here still skating. No trade has been worked out, I guess. While she's here, she's a good player, I'll tell you that. Any team would like to have her. But right now, Tink Miller out there trying to get the first points of this game. What was that? Shea Brown is passed. Miller picks up the third point. She goes by Weintraub and then slips down. Plenty of time left on the jam, still 20 seconds. But Kim Hart has caught the pack, and she has a chance to get Hotdice points if she can. Miller's back up. She's passed some of the same skaters more than once, and we'll see what Sean Corbin, now that he's reviewed the rule book, gives her.
3 Texas points.
3 Texas points.
Well, Tink Miller did that all on her own, Rory. I don't know what the heck these Hotdice were doing, sending Mindy Smith out to try to block Tink Miller. I mean, maybe Tim Washington, if he's a woman, would have a good shot of blocking Tink Miller, but Mindy Smith threw 2 air balls and 3 big points out of the chute for an unaccustomed jammer, Tink Miller.
What do you mean if Tim Washington's a woman? I don't think there's much question. Well, maybe you have a question in your mind, huh?
I don't know. I haven't looked underneath that hood, thank goodness.
2 Texas jammers, and they don't do a doggone thing. It was Laura Heiser and Lindsey Francis, and they both were taken down by Mindy Smith. And now Mindy Smith and Shea Brown get together. They're going to try and work a little magic. And here it comes. They got him underneath. Mindy Smith went into the infield after that move. Let's see what they give her. Now she calls the jam off.
2 white.
2 points for the Hotdice. So she got the 2 when she went underneath on the whip. 4-2 Rustlers. We'll be right back. Roller Jam Arena, this is Roller Jam. We're happy you're with us tonight. Rory Marcus along with Lee Rearman. The Texas Rustlers and the Nevada Hotdice in the spotlight tonight. As the Jammers try to get out of there, we're still in the first period, the women's period. Lindsey Francis is first out, and Kim Hart goes after her. The Heartbreaker trying to break the back of Lindsey Francis on this jam. Can she do it? Francis stays right with her. Now Francis puts one up into the midsection of Kim Hart and gets rid of her.
Well, this is the first time we've seen Lindsey Francis out in scoring position, and Tink Miller is in the back of that pack. Let's see if they have put some of this rivalry aside and are willing to play as a team to try to score some points, Rory.
Right now, Katie Cooper goes after Lindsey Francis and belts her a couple of times. It's not easy to get past a good blocker. But the Jammers have to keep on trying. They keep going until that jam clock runs out or somebody calls it off. Oh, Shea Brown's going to call things off for Lindsey right there. Brown grabs her by the hair. Drags her a little bit.
With friends like that, who needs enemies? What are you doing, says the Golden Girl.
I thought we were pals.
Let's go. We got a game.
Francis got 1 point because she fell over Shea Brown, but it's Brown who did all the damage.
It's a roll them bones. Katie Cooper runs a little bait and switch. Lindsey Francis, the benefactor of a move she pirated from her male teammate, Mark Webber. She comes up saying, what are you doing to Shea Brown? I mean, it gets pretty rough up here in the broadcast booth, but well, I don't have any hair for you to pull, Rory, thank goodness. So that it might come to that one day.
We saw Shea Brown helping Lindsey Francis up in a tape from an earlier game, but she wasn't helping her up unless maybe she was trying to pull her up by the hair. Laura Heiser slips down, and that leaves Mindy Smith out there again. It's amazing how often we say the name Mindy Smith when the Hotdice are playing because she's really coming to her own as a jammer.
Well, and watch how fast she makes up the gap to the back of the pack. We saw her trying to block Tink Miller in the first jam. Well, these last couple, she's been out going with her strength speed, and this is the result. Scoring position for Mindy Smith.
Talisa Miller to block for the Rustlers, and Laura Heiser went to all that work to catch up, and then she went down. And Mindy Smith's going to pick up some points here. She got 1. She got another one. Down low on the track, she picks up another one and calls it off. She got 4, and the Hotdice have the lead.
Cooper, let's go.
And that's 7 big points for Mindy Smith in this first period, Rory. She takes her helmet off. She looks just like a nice young girl who should probably be studying calculus in high school somewhere. But when she straps it up like that, don't let the soft appearance fool you. She's a fighter.
She is a nice young girl, Hawk. You just haven't gotten to know her. 6-5 is the score. The Hotdice are on top.
I tried. She wouldn't talk to me.
That could pretty well be a blanket statement for all the women in the league. Here's Lindsey Francis and Laura Weintraub now. Weintraub tried to take Lindsey out on that turn, but instead it's Lindsey Francis who knocks Weintraub down with a kick to the heel. 6-5. Hotdice lead the game, and Francis trying to do something about that. And guess who's back to block? Mindy Smith. She's picked up all the points. Now she's blocking, but Talisa Miller's there. Miller sends Mindy Smith into trouble.
Oh, no.
That's trouble.
What are you doing? She should be in calculus class.
Class dismissed. Here come the Rustler men. Brian Gamble will lead the Rustlers and the G-Force against the Nevada Hotdice. Headed up, of course, by Mark Weber. Right now, it is 7-6. Dice, don't go away. Second period coming up. As they get set to play the men's period. Go ahead, Danny.
That's right, Rory. The last time we saw the G-Force tangle with the X-Men, it was non-stop fighting up and down the track. But you heard Kenneth Logue and referee Sean Corbin before the game. There'll be no fighting tonight. The rules will be enforced, Brian.
Yeah, I heard Logue, Broadway. And let me tell you, if Weber wants to come out here and straight up bang, then that's all good. I wish him luck. But if he wants to throw down, I got no problem busting his freaking jaw for him.
Ooh, back to you, Rory and Hawk.
All right, thanks, Danny. How about that, Hawk?
Well, Brian Gamble, I don't know if he was challenging Weber or Kenneth Logue, but he badly wants a victory. They've lost 2 in a row. And Mark Weber, who has a habit of either playing mind games or having them played on him, really wants to show the G-Force that he has a lot of play left in him.
Second quarter underway, and as you probably gathered, the men are out there to skate it. Number 47 is Chris Cheadle for the Texas Rustlers. It was Chris Cheadle. Now he's rolling around in the infield. As for the Hotdice, we get Jason McDaniel out. McDaniel can skate, he can run, he can fly. I mean, this guy's incredible. And trying to pick up points for the Hotdice to start the second period. He comes up against the double block, however. A couple of G-Force members there. Bleddy is on the left, and he's setting the block with Gamble. And now Weber comes back and says, I'll lead you to the promised land, pal. Get ready to fly. Let's see if they can pull it off. Weber moves forward. He leaps into the block. And there's the twister. He flew right over the pack. Somebody see if that psychiatrist is still in the building. Jason McDaniel's gone crazy, but he did pick up 2 points, and what a colorful player. No score.
Sit one, you had 5. You had a penalty on Shea Brown. Now you got 4 again. Give me 4, White.
Well, Sean Corbin's stealing some of the thunder of the play, but the acrobatics, you can't deny as being spectacular. Anytime you see a double block set up against the X-Men, it's like a broken tape we keep queuing it up in the VCR. Mark Weber comes up with the double bulldog, paves the way for the twister, and even his enthusiasm of Jason McDaniel is something we get excited about seeing every time, Rory, but no points.
7-6, the score remains. The Hotdice have the lead in this one. And Jason Beckstein's going to emerge from the pack, but a triple whip to Micah Martin if he can stay on his feet. Yes, he did. He whips around that high bank track and stays up there. Now he's on the inside of the track, and he knocks down Beckstein. And Micah Martin has a chance right here to prove he's a great skater. He already did it, I think, by staying up to the double whip. Then they really had him going. And now Gator Boy Gleddy gets back there to challenge him. And the Gator Boy, you don't see too many Gator Boys with ponytails, but here's one. And he goes down as Micah Martin spins around him. And now Martin gets to another one. He was going to go underneath, and he did go underneath. He's picked up 2 already. He just got the same 2 again. 5 seconds left on the jam. And Martin is making him look bad. He calls it off.
2 white.
2 points.
2 white. 2 white. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, you talk about athletic moves.
Little spin move by the Riley one. A little bit later, you see Brian Gallagher, who's no slowpoke himself, toss a no-hitter. This Micah Martin, there's Gallagher tossing his no-hitter. Well, he took the G-force where they didn't want to go, and that's downtown. Micah Martin picks up a bunch of points for his X-Men and for the Hotdice.
9-6, Hotdice lead it by 3.
And he gets a well-deserved break and gets to sit next to a cute girl. And I'm stuck with you.
Well, it's a bonus for him, and believe me, I'm stuck with you too. Jason McDaniel is whipped through the air by Mark Webber. And he goes to work on this jam against number 44, Brian Gallagher. So it's Gallagher and McDaniel, 2 of the big guns for their respective teams. McDaniel moving forward. Gallagher's just a stride behind him. Webber goes back to block. So does Gamble. Gamble almost knocked McDaniel down, but not quite. And now Webber's freed himself to help out. And he's going to come and do it. McDaniel's picked up the point, and Webber's still working. He's not going. Oh! Look at McDaniel. Jason McDaniel. Webber set it up.
Jason McDaniel rains down via the rail biter on Gamble. That Gamble's having a tough first period so far, and the enthusiasm of Jason McDaniel is contagious. Even Sean Davison, who doesn't say boo, is getting a little pumped at the end of that one.
Hotdice 10, Rustlers 6. Trying to sneak through up high now is Brian Gallagher, and can he get out of that pack? Yep, he can. And Micah Martin again has a lot of speed under his skates as he goes out for the dice. And together, we'll see who gets the better of this one. This time, Micah Martin ends up flat on his back. As Brian Gallagher said, no, you don't. Not again. This time, I'm going to get you. Gallagher tries Webber. And he'll try him again. Whoa, Getty, or Gletty, rather, was back there to knock Mark Webber down, and the Rustlers get the points.
Let's go.
Sean Corbin is really ruling with an iron fist here, Rory. Those words from General Manager Kenneth Logue seem to have sunk in. He's not letting anything get by him, but the G-Force, who have been pretty much dominated here in the first period, well, they said to Mark Webber, we're going to finish with a flurry, and that flurry is going to put Mark Webber right on his rear end.
How can Logue walk out here and say, Corbin, I want you to enforce the rules, when last game he brought about 5 wrestlers with him to the game from the ECW? What does he think this is? All right, the Rustlers, Brian Gallagher, now leading this jam. It's 10-7. The Hotdice have the lead, and this is the final jam of the first half. The Rustlers trying to get into that locker room at halftime with a lead. We'll see if Gallagher can help them get it. Plenty of time on the jam, 25 seconds. Webber's back to block. Gletty drops back for the Rustlers. And they might have something in mind for Webber. Let's see what they do. Webber, first time, stops Gallagher. Gallagher tries him again, and Webber works him over. Oh, you talk about having something in mind. David Gletty just put Webber down, and they're getting in a fight in front of the bench of the Hotdice.
Wow.
10-8 Hotdice at halftime. Studios, and the crowd has enjoyed a tremendous first half in which the Nevada Hotdice have a short lead of 2 points. And right from the start, it's been a little confusing between Talisa Miller, Lindsey Francis, and Shea Brown. Who likes who doesn't like who's friends off the track, who's helping each other on the track. It's a triangle that had better be solved pretty soon.
Well, I got to say, I like all 3 of them, but apparently Shea Brown may be changing her alliance. We thought that her and Lindsey Francis were the best of pals. At the top, we saw the highlight of her helping her up off the track in a previous game. But in this second period, Shea Brown just laid a wallop on Lindsey Francis, and Tink Miller came by and slapped Shea Brown high five. I don't know what this little triangle is becoming, but I got to say again, I like all 3 of them. I'm not picking any sides.
Tink Miller and Lindsey Francis are teammates, but sometimes you wouldn't know it to watch them play together.
Well, and you wouldn't know Shea Brown was anybody but Mark Webber on this one. She stole the Mark Webber rolled M bones. And then Tink Miller makes a ragdoll out of Mindy Smith. I think Mindy wished she hadn't picked that fight. But, of course, the X-Men and the G-Force have been going at it all day, and it got ugly.
Lindsey Francis and Tink Miller are uneasy teammates. Let's find out more from Julie Lynch.
Success in the WSL is based on team chemistry. And just like in a laboratory, if you mix the wrong solutions, things can and will explode. The Rustlers feature 2 women stars. Lindsey Francis is a jammer known for her beauty. Tink Miller is a blocker known for her right hook. Together, these blonde bombers are a force to be reckoned with. But they've turned on each other.
Lindsey can't skate. All she does is go out there and flash her chest around.
Ever since I joined the Rustlers, I sense some real animosity from Talisa Miller. I mean, I can't help it if the fans love me.
But it's Miller's workhorse ethics that conflict with a camera-hungry Lindsey Francis.
The whole team's in here busting their ass, and Lindsey's out doing her calendar shoot. Can we say porn, Lindsey?
Practicing definitely isn't a top priority for the busy Golden Girl.
You know, it takes a lot of hard work to look this good, and a big part of my job is maintaining my Golden Girl image for all my fans.
Lindsey stresses that her work with the women of the WSL organization often interferes with her practice schedule. And Miller has had enough.
Lindsey, you need to pack your bags and head back to Hookerville.
Thank you, Julie. And now that we're back at Roller Jam Arena, maybe we can find out a little bit more about the Francis, Shea Brown, Tink Miller situation, because Lindsey Francis is with Broadway Danny Wolf. Danny?
All right, thank you, Rory. I'm here with Lindsey Francis. Lindsey, it's not working out, obviously, between you and your teammate, Talisa Miller. You said last game, you guys aren't big. Texas isn't big enough for the both of us. You guys just don't get along.
And I mean it. You know what? I don't have the problem with Talisa, but Talisa Miller started something she could... You got a problem with me? Huh? We can sell exactly what I'm talking about. Whatever, Lindsey. I'm tired of your crap, all right? Listen, I'm going to put an end to this. I'm putting an end to this right now. Once and for all, we're going to start this the old-fashioned way, folks, to give you what you want. The winner, right here, I'm going to challenge you to a match race. 3 laps, match race? If you can handle it. Anything goes. The loser gets out of Texas for good, baby. Pack your skates.
Talisa, do you accept this match race offer by Lindsey?
Lindsey, I got 3 words for you, baby. Ass whooping time.
Well, you just heard it, Roller Jam fans.
I'm really scared, Talisa. Come on now. You better save it, Missy, for the track.
Roller Jam fans, you just heard it. After the women's next period, there will be a 3-lap, anything-goes match race between teammates Lindsey Francis and Talisa Miller, and the loser must leave Texas forever, and forever is a very long time. Back to you, Rory and Hawk.
All right, thanks, Danny. I've been waiting a long time to see a match race between those two, Lindsey Francis and Talisa Miller. One of them won't be a Rustler after the 3rd quarter, Hawk.
I think we should just throw Shea Brown in there for the heck of it.
Yeah, you would. Before we get to the match race, though, we have the 3rd period. Talisa Miller and the Rustlers going up against Lindsey Francis. That'll be the match race. Believe it or not, they're teammates. Don't forget about the game. It's 10-8. The Dice leading it. Stay right with us.
Let's do it, baby.
Period number 3. It's a 10-8 Hotdice lead as we return to action. And let's hurry up and get this thing over with so we can get to that match race.
I want her in it. I want the card girl in the match race. Let's put all of them in there, Rory.
You always want something you can't have, Hawk.
I know.
Here we go. Mindy Smith is getting out there on the jam for the Nevada Hotdice. And for the Texas Rustlers, it's number 47, Belinda Morgan. And, Belinda Morgan might need a haircut after that, or maybe she just got one, because Mindy Smith grabbed that hair and just threw her down. And now she and Kim Hart come up to Tink Miller, and it's a chance for Miller to warm up and get her aggressions rolling for this match race that's coming up with her own teammate. I don't know if I've ever seen that. Teammates having a match race in between periods. What about that? But Miller is working the pack very well as a blocker. Belinda Morgan caught up, but she couldn't get it.
Wow.
And Shea Brown just lowers her shoulder and puts it into Tink Miller.
one Texas.
And we thought that these guys might be starting an alliance. Well, Shea Brown says, I don't know what show you guys were watching, people.
Let's go.
I don't like any of them. I just like the crowd.
I have a feeling Shea Brown has just decided, hey, I am a Nevada Hotdice. Forget who I like, who I hate. I'm going to just bring it to the track.
Well, she saw David Glenny put a hurting on Mark Webber in the I guess it was a second period. She must have been watching our replays, and she says, I can do it too. And of course, she's got the showgirl sizzle with the exclamation point.
I love the look on her face. It's as though it's just kind of a little grin. Yep, I got it done. Don't worry about it. It's 12-9 now. The Hotdice leading it by 3, and Lindsey Francis gets out there. Lindsey Francis and Laura Heiser both for the Texas Rustlers. Weintraub's trying to catch him, but I don't know what she can do. Even if she gets there, it's 2-on-1, and that's what she can do. Go down on her knees and down to her back. That leaves Laura Heiser and Lindsey Francis with the Rustlers down by 3, and Lindsey Francis will be in a match race right after this period against her teammate, Talisa Miller. Francis and Heiser kind of discussing strategy, and you wonder where the rest of the Rustler team falls on this thing. Who are they going to be rooting for in a match race? Oh, look at that move. Lindsey Francis just sent down Katie Cooper.
I got one Texas point.
They only gave him one.
23 passed on the infield.
Laura Heiser's skate went into the infield.
One Texas.
Well, they're starting already, are Lindsey Francis and Tink Miller at the end of that jam. They were already exchanging words, and they're still going, Rory.
Notice they're not on the track at the same time in this quarter.
And they're making their pitch to the crowd, asking them to choose sides. The Golden Girl and Tink. You don't want to miss this one, people. Tell Sean Corbin to just call the third period due to technical difficulties, and let's just get right to the good stuff.
All right, now Tink Miller's going to jam. Mindy Smith for the Hotdice takes a shot from Miller. I'll tell you what. She's probably the strongest woman, maybe other than Janet Abraham, that we have on the track. When she hits you with that elbow, brother, you feel it. She belted you in the mouth last night, didn't she?
And this morning.
Smith on the inside. And to Tink Miller now. Missed her that time. A couple of pack skaters went down. Miller goes down, Smith goes down. It's a mess. Corbin's trying to count it all. He blows the whistle, and let's see.
I got one white.
That's it.
And 2 Texas. 2 Texas. Is that it?
One Hotdice point and 2 Rustler points. It's a tight game. It's 13-12. The Hotdice in the lead. But as this period gets closer to being over, I think everybody's attention span is heading toward the upcoming match race. I know mine is. Keeping an eye on Lindsey Francis and Talisa Miller.
And they're just jawing at each other, Rory, or at least Lindsey Francis and Talisa Miller coming around this turn here. I can't repeat what I overheard them saying, but trust me, it wasn't fashion tips or any kind of an economic impact of NAFTA discussion. You can trust me on that one.
You know, they usually discuss NAFTA a lot out there during a game. And here is Kim Hart for the Hotdice going into the rail, up over and almost all the way out. She hung on there with one arm. Lindsey Francis being chased down by Mindy Smith, and Francis, I think, is going to have to turn around and contend with that on this jam. She didn't see her coming, and Smith goes right on by. That leaves a double block to knock Francis down hard. Good job by Katie Cooper and Shea Brown on that one. Smith got a point.
One white point.
Oh, see that little slap? That's from a teammate.
You see Lindsey Francis there all by herself, had no chance to break up the double block. Tink Miller's nowhere to be seen. Tink Miller earlier was battling with Mindy Smith. When you don't play as a team, it's tough enough when you play as a team. These guys aren't playing as a team.
Lindsey Francis and Tink Miller about to get rolling. Broadway, Danny Wolf is going to get it rolling. Broadway, let's go.
All right, thank you, Rory. Here we go, the 3-lap, anything goes match race. These 2 teammates who haven't gotten along for weeks, Talisa Miller, Lindsey Francis. Again, 3 laps. The loser is off. The Texas Rustlers for life. The winner remains a Rustler. Get it on, girls. This is going to be brutal.
Here we go. There is Talisa Miller. Boy, she looks determined, doesn't she? And finally, they can get their aggressions out on one another. Lindsey Francis, how often do you see this? They're wearing the same uniform, folks. And Lindsey Francis goes to work on her 3 laps. You can do anything. You can pull hair. You can give them an illegal block. You can do whatever you have to do to win. They've completed 1 lap. And so far, neither one of them has gone down once. These are 2 tough skaters right here. Oh, and for the first time, somebody has gone down. And Tink Miller, instead of going on and winning the match race, stops and waits and says, come on, Lindsey, come get some more. And Francis is right there to say, you got it. Whatever you want, let's do it. Now they both go down. They're a quarter of a lap from the finish, and it's a fight to the finish. Miller's on her back. Francis turns. She sees the tape, and she gets there first. She wins the match race, but down she goes.
Oh, my.
Pulled by the hair. She kicks at Miller, pushes her. Miller grabs the skate. Look how close they are to the finish line. Who's going to win it? Whoever loses is gone from this team. It's Francis got there. She was knocked over the rope by Tink Miller, but she wins the 3-lap match race. And Talisa Miller is no longer a Texas Rustler. The animosity doesn't end when the match race ends, however. And Francis pushes the referee. She pushed Miller. She plays to the crowd. She pulls the elbow pads off. And she says, baby, I'm still in charge of this team. Talisa Miller, on the other hand, knows that she's gone. As Lindsey Francis wins the battle. Here's Broadway Danny Wolf.
I'm on the... All right, Lindsey Francis, you won the match race. You'll never have to worry about Talisa Miller, at least as a teammate again.
Absolutely. You know what? I've said it before, I'll say it again. Talisa Miller, the only thing she had behind her was her big fat rear end.
Well, Talisa will be on another team now. We don't know which one will pick her up, but I'm sure these 2 will meet again on the bank track. Back to you, Rory and Hawk.
All right, Danny, but in the meantime, we still have a game to finish. The G-Force of the Texas Rustlers against the Nevada Hotdice and the X-Men. And one of these teams is actually going to win this game. Stay with us. You don't want to miss it. And wow, what a night we've had already. The match race is over. Lindsey Francis is still a member of the Rustlers, and that's a 4. Huh? 4. Indicates 4th period. What? Never mind. 14-12, the Hotdice lead it. We still have a period to go, and whoa, what a way to start things for Cheadle. He went up, over, and out over the rail. Micah Martin now for the Hotdice against Brian Gallagher of the Texas Rustlers. I don't want to say the game will seem anticlimactic, but what a match race. What a battle between those 2. And where will Talisa Miller end up now? You have to wonder about that. Mark Webber's back to block. Webber rips into Gallagher a couple of times, keeping a close eye on him. He looks over his left shoulder, over his right shoulder. Where is he? Let me make sure he doesn't get by me. So far, he hasn't been able to. Now he will! The shot from Gamble sends Gallagher through. They pick up another one as David Gouletti knocked Davidson down.
One Texas. He passed on the infield on the first one.
And Webber still shaken up as his friend Jason McDaniel attends to him, but these G-Force have drawn first blood, literally. That's the air ninja from Brian Gamble to Mark Webber.
Only 1 point. He passed on the infield on the second one, but that's a nice block. Brian Gamble really got the job done there.
He's back up, though, is Mark Webber. We take a little joy in poking fun at Mark Webber because he always seems to be squawking about either a retirement tour or predicting victory or just yelling at Sean Atkinson cuckoo. But he is a superb athlete who just is very dedicated to his craft. And he's back up and right back in it with a bloody nose and all.
He always gets back up. Oh, man, maybe this guy won't get back up. Christian Salvia went ribs first into the rail. I don't care how much padding's on that rail. That hurts, baby. 14-13, the Hotdice lead. And now the Rustlers, with Jason Beckstein jamming, have a chance to grab the lead. Randy Garrett goes back to block. Garrett gets a chance to get away from the pack and do a little blocking. I think Webber has something in mind here. Webber's waiting. Webber grabs the head. Garrett led him right to him. What are you going to do with Beckstein? Flip him over like a somersault.
Not even argue about it, you understand me? Not even argue. Just grab some wood. Grab some wood, hero. Just sit out.
Corbin calling Weber a hero. Moments ago, we were feeling a little sorry for Weber as his nose was bloody. Well, he quickly came out and gave Beckstein what looked like almost checked him for colon cancer or something here. He's trying to make sure that this guy's all there. Wow.
He called him hero. He meant that sarcastically, I'm sure. Beckstein doesn't think he's such a hero. Face on the track, back hurting. But the game is tied. Beckstein will shake it off. 14-14 with about 3 minutes to go in the contest. Who's going to win it? The Hotdice or the Rustlers? The Hotdice have led most of the game. The Rustlers have lost one of their female skaters, Tink Miller, gone. Where will she go? Marcus Abrera gets out of the jam with Cheadle. And now the Rustlers have a chance with the only 2 jammers out there to pick up a lead in this game. Sean Davison goes back to block. Big, and I mean big, number 39. Trying to keep track of 2 jammers as they look for a way to get around this big man. Oh, there's a good way to get around him. Cheadle sent him flying with a shot to the midsection.
2 Texas. 2 Texas. Let's go. Keep rolling.
Then he stands over him to just make it worse. 2 Rustler points gives them the lead. It's 16-14, the Rustlers.
Behind-the-scenes info, in-depth profiles, and posters of all your favorite stars. A 1-year subscription is only $18, so don't delay. Roller Jam Magazine, it's in your face.
The game on the line, just a couple of minutes to go, and it's 16-14. The Texas Rustlers lead it. And look at Lindsey Francis in the infield with the flag of the Lone Star State. Oh, God bless Texas.
She better watch out. She was doing a little ole there, and I think one of the Hotdice almost clipped her and took her and that flag with them. And Micah Martin, speaking of clipping, he's clipping around to the back of the pack. He knows the game's on the line, Rory.
Micah Martin has a chance to bring the Hotdice back. They're only down by 2. With his kind of speed, he could get 2 in the blink of an eye. But first he has to get by Brian Gamble. Gamble and Gleddy now set a double block. They gave a little shot to Weber as they went by. But watch Weber. He's got something in mind here for his jammer. McDaniel, he whips him. He whips him underneath. Jason McDaniel or Mark Weber with the whip and Micah Martin with the points.
It's Hotdice. Once again, I'll repeat that Mark Weber, we like to poke fun at him, but he really does come to play, Rory. He's just a physical specimen that, you know, as he matures, he'll lose some of that bark.
Oh, he's hurting. His hand hurts, his elbow hurts, his right arm hurts. They'd have to cripple this kid to get him off the track, though. They'll never do that. We're tied up at 16, and the final jam of the night underway with the Hotdice and the Rustlers. The game on the line. Beckstein, I told you he'd shake it off. He's out there now, and Jason McDaniel goes out after him. One of these jammers will win this game. Mark my words. Beckstein or McDaniel. Who's going to do it? Beckstein for the Rustlers. McDaniel catches him. Couldn't knock him down, though. Beckstein staying right with him. McDaniel on one skate trying to get rid of him and couldn't quite do it. 20 seconds of jam time remaining. McDaniel continues to work on him and finally sent him over the rail. The pack is in a bunch. They're just all malfunction junctioned right there. And McDaniel's going to get some speed up. 5 seconds left on the jam. Can he get over everybody?
The signature, Jason McDaniel, you just won the game!
Woo! Nobody whipped him, nobody helped him with a block. He just went back, gathered some momentum, and leaped over the entire pack. What a play. Shea Brown likes it. And this is how it happened, Hawk. I've never seen anything like this.
Well, the whole pack got bunched up, and then Weber takes the initiative. He sets up a little launching pad. And I don't know if they call that a twister. The twister is more like a corkscrew. That just looked like a big somersault. But the athletic ability of the X-Men comes through. Look at that. And P.J. Rossi was the exit ramp.
That's more like a game of leapfrog than anything else.
Well, out here, when you come off I-4 to come to Universal, there's an on-ramp and an exit ramp. Well, Mark Webber was the on-ramp, and P.J. Rossi was the exit ramp, and Jason McDaniel was the winning car. Pulls home the victory for the Hotdice.
Whatever it takes, huh? Well, the match race between periods was something else, too. It meant Lindsey Francis is still a Texas Rustler. Broadway Danny Wolf's down there with the Rustlers.
Well, these are the defeated Rustlers. You didn't win the game tonight, Lindsey. I know you're a little upset about that, but congratulations on winning the match race.
Thank you very much. I just want to say that I'm not going to apologize for anything because I did what had to be done with Talisa. But you know what? I'm just sorry it had to interfere with our game, but we're a strong team, and the dice are weak. We'll win again next time. Come on now.
Let me ask you really quick. Talisa, though, was an integral part of this team. She was a great blocker. How do you replace someone like a Talisa Miller?
I'll give her that. She was good when she had her head in the game, but, you know, she's had it elsewhere the last couple of games, so I can't explain it. I don't know.
You're going to replace her, though. Is it a surprise? Do you have someone in mind?
She's replaced already. Don't worry. We're taking care of it.
All right, thank you. Congratulations again on the match race. And Jason McDaniel, come in here. Boy, is he excited. Unbelievable finish to the game. You went over every skater. Is that something you plan? How does a play like that come about?
Well, when spur of the moment, baby, and the game's on the line, you never know what's going to happen when the Hotdice take the track. That's what you know, yeah!
But what was that move? I mean, you got lifted.
Call it whatever you want. I don't care what you call it. That's a game-winning move is what I call it. That's it, baby.
Thanks, Jason. Great job tonight. Hotdice, big victory. They needed it. Let's go back to Rory and Hawk.
Thanks, Danny. They needed it, and they got it because of Jason McDaniel. Talisa Miller, where will she end up? She'll be in the league somewhere, I'm sure, and I wonder.
TNN.
Jam is next.